You have say.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What is the best form of worship which can bring our hearts closer to Allah?
Mm. The best form of worship that can bring you closer. Bring your hearts closer or you closer? To bring your heart closer to Allah, you have to empty everything out from your heart and to put Allah there. In order for Allah to be in your heart, you have to follow His Prophet. You have to first put Prophet ﷺ in your heart. We are not Sahabis. We are not witnessing Prophet directly. Prophet has left his inheritors to us. Those waris, those inheritors, what we call the awliya Allah and the sheikhs and the murshids, put them in your heart. That time you will become beloved to Allah. That time when you put them, because their heart is already with Allah, they are with Allah. Prophet is already with Allah. You are not. You cannot go directly to Allah or to Prophet. But there is a guide that is in front of you. Be with that guide. Serve that guide. Walk in his way. In that time, you will have closeness to Allah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has selected that one as his friend. And Allah is saying, if you love whom I love, if you love my friends, I will love you. We are going to be with those whom we love. Dunya and Akhirat. Don't wait until Akhirat to say, only in Akhirat I'm going to be with my Shaykh, with my Prophet. No. Be with your Shaykh, be with your Prophet, be with Allah here on earth. Be with them weekly, not weekly. Be with them daily, not only 5 times a day. Be with them with every breath. Remember them with every breath. How are you going to do that? Those ones who are really searching, that is when they enter into tariqat. Those who are really serious, that is the time they will enter into tariqat and they will take bayat and they will start their training to be close to Allah, to be with Allah, to be always in the zikr of Allah, not just with the tongue, with the hands, with your eyes, with your ears, with your heart. Then you are going to be walking, breathing and living for the sake of Allah. That is our hope. That is our prayer. That is why we are following sheikhs. We are not sheikhs ourselves. We know how far away we are from the standard of a murid. If Shaykh Effendi calls us his murid, we'll be very happy because we are very far away from those real ones. To give you an example of a murid, in the old days, what is a murid? Let me give you one example. Yunus Emre, Qaddasallahu sir. Yunus Emre, he was a murid, he had a sheikh. Yunus Emre is one of the greatest tasawwuf poets, Sufi poets. He was a saint, he was an awliya Allah, very high level, but he was a poet and he was a murid. Everyone knows Hazrat Rumi, the West especially. Everyone knows Rumi. So interested in Rumi. Love, 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 love. But it's all fake also because they don't love what he loves. Whom does he love? Prophet ﷺ. If you really love that one, you're going to love what he loves. And you're going to stay away from what he stays away. Because love is submission. So, Hazrat Rumi is saying about Yunus Emre. It says, at every station that I rise to, I see the footsteps of Yunus Emre there. Meaning, Hazrat Yunus Emre's station is much higher, although the whole world knows about Hazrat Maulana Rumi. Yunus Emre was a murid. He wasn't a big sheikh. You know how long he was a murid for? More than 40 years. Not these new style murids that's only staying for 1 year, 4 years. Then after that they say, this is too much, I have enough, I need to take a break. What did he do when he was a murid for 40 years? Was he next to his sheikh? And the sheikh removed the veils of divine beauty? Was he next to his sheikh and his sheikh made him a khalifa, a wakil, and he's performing miracles for everyone to see? What was his job for 40 years? 40 years he did not even sit next to his sheikh to eat together with his sheikh. For 40 years he was only carrying wood. His job was to find wood, to chop it and to bring it back to the dergah, to go to the kitchen and to eat with the cook in the kitchen, to stay up there the whole day, not even to come to pray, to make a zikr, no. 40 years, not 4 days. How many of us can carry that? How many of us can carry 4 days? And the sheikh says, I'm not even going to look at you, you're just going to go and come back and bring wood. Everyone is going to call police that time. Saying, this one is using me, brainwashing me, this one is playing games with me, this one is so many things. So, where are we now from the submission of Yunus Emre? The Yunus Emre, when he was up there for 40 years, and he was chopping wood, and he was singing songs about Allah, songs to the Holy Prophet. He was being so happy, singing songs about his sheikh. There was not a drop of anger or jealousy or doubt in his heart. That he was singing together with the birds and the animals up there. One day, his sheikh looked at the wood and he noticed that every single wood was straight, perfectly straight. And he looked for the first time at Hazrat Yunus Emre and he's saying that, you did this? Yunus Emre says, my sheikh, as you know, not even a crooked piece of wood can enter into your dergah. And that one, his sheikh then made him, gave his daughter to him. So many, this is a long story, which you should find out. Don't say, I don't know how to find out. Especially the women of these days. Where do I go? Where do I read? You know how to go when it comes to the dunya, everywhere. You know how to make Google, you know how to do all of that for dunya. No, I don't. If you don't know, then you double you're foolish. Because it is in front of you. Do it for the sake of Allah. Find out the stories. These are not stories, these are real. And he wrote so many ilahis, so many poems. And these ilahis and these poems, they are so special. And some of them, they are written because it's such a high level that is writing from a marifat level, station. And people who are not having firm belief, they will say that this is a shirk. And he wrote. They wrote down his poems. And that's exactly what happened. Sometime later, years later, after Yunus Emre passed, there was one scholar, Wahhabi type scholar. Don't think Wahhabism only began in the 1800s. No. The idea, the principle, the spirit of Wahhabism began 1400 years ago. It was only given a name that time, but the spirit still continued. Don't think it began with Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn Saud, and the Wahhabis. No. It began before. The Harijis who first started, the Khawarij who first started, first group that says, I don't believe in Khilafat, only Allah. Did Hazrati Ali say, come brothers, let us talk and have a conference? Did he say, no, don't pronounce takfir on them, they're still praying 5 times a day? Did Hazrati Abu Bakr say that? Did any of the Sahabis say that? No, they did not. They destroyed them. And that's exactly what Hazrati Abu Bakr did in the war when he was fighting against those ones who are claiming that they are following Prophet, but they're not following his Sahabis. They're not following his companions. They say, we follow Prophet, we don't follow your companions. We follow only his sunnat, not your sunnat. And when he was going to war with them, and he said to his troops, Hazrat Abu Bakr said to the Sahabis and the Tabi'ins, to the Muslims, saying to them, today you are going to fight against those ones who looks exactly like you, who are praying just like you, who are fasting just like you, who are claiming Islam. What is going to set you apart? Those ones, he says, that is against to us. They say Allahu Akbar. We are going to say Ya Muhammad. You understand? So, Wahhabi kind of scholar, Mullah Qasim, his name is? Yes. He was in charge of a library, and inside was written, kept all the books, and he kept the full, complete volume of the poems and the ilahis that Yunus Emre wrote. And one day he was looking at it, and he says, it's kitab, this book, it's full of shirk. Because Yunus Emre, he entered into the marifat level. If you don't have that belief, strong belief, then you're going to jump into conclusions, and you're going to say this and that. So he says, this must be destroyed. So he took all the poems, and he was sitting by the river. He was reading the poems. Says shirk here. He tear the page, he threw it into the ocean. He's reading, another shirk. He tear it, another shirk. He tear it, and he tear it. He kept reading and tearing, kept reading and tearing until he came to that poem where Yunus Emre is saying, oh, Mullah Qasim, by name he's saying, there will come a time when you will sit and you will judge me and say that my words are shirk. That's the time he stopped and he says, Astaghfirullah, but the pages are already gone. Some flew, some into the water. That's why the Awliyaullah, Shah Effendi is saying, yes, the fishes in the sea, they have the ilahis of Yunus Emre, and they are singing his ilahis every day. So those days will come when all these ilahis will be coming out too, inshallah. So, how to come close to Allah, how to make Allah to be beloved? Love His beloved ones. Serve His beloved ones. Be beloved to His beloved ones. Then Allah will love you, because Allah is saying, tell them, Ya Muhammad, if they love me, they must love you and what? And obey you. For Allah to love them back This is the criteria. Allah is saying, you want to love me, you have to love those that I love. Love them and obey them, and I will love them. And when Allah loves you, He says, I will be your eyes, your tongue, your ears, your hands, your feet. Not literally. These words is not for people who have no understanding of spirituality. Meaning you act with the will of Allah. Your whole body, your whole mind will act with the will of Allah. So, inshallah Rahman, we are praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us more strength to continue the will of our Shaykh and not to drop it for anything, and to have strength to carry it, dunya and akhirat. Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have a long journey ahead. We have to go for another zikr in New Jersey. Then I will see you soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.